Part 3.
Be what their parents are. They don't want to be an employee. They've looked at their parents growing up 18 years at home.
Now, we see how a lot of our parents have brought up and was taught how to get a job, work till you're 65 or 70, and retire, right? That was the so-called American dream that's been pushed for over the past 50, 60, 70 years, right? And we see even, I see going to the supermarket. I'm thinking myself, I'm a young man, and I go to the supermarkets and I got a man or a woman who's like twice my age. I'm 43. So they're probably in their 60s and 70s bagging my food, or even at the register taking, ringing my food up on the register. Like, these people are older than us. So if you guys are not seeing this, this is a pattern, right? Over a certain extended period of time, because things change, economies change over a window of time, say every 20 years. So there's a boom and then there's a bust. There's a boom for about 20 years and then there's a bust, right? We noticing these patterns, and it's been happening for the past 100 years if you guys are actually watching what's going on. So these older people actually have to go back to work because they can't pay their bills. And you think that for example, I'm 43, and anyone who's watching this that's around my age or younger, or maybe a little bit older than I am, do you think that there's going to be Social Security for us in the next 10 years? I've been working since I was 17 years old, right? You think there's going to be a Social Security for us to collect? They're already talking about right now, the people who've been working for the past 20, 30 years, they may not get a Social Security, or even they're talking about taking away their pension plans, right? So we need to wake up. You guys need to wake up, right? That's the reason why I'm trying to help you guys, because I know where I'm going with it. The question is, are you guys going to be coming with me or not? Can't say that I didn't try. I definitely that's the reason why I'm doing this video. For everyone that's watching, share this video, because if your brothers and sisters don't know what's going on, your friends and family members don't know what's going on, you're pretty much kind of obligated to at least let them know. If they don't listen to you, hey, you did your part. You can wash your hands with them. At least you tried to tell them. Let's keep going.
With those parents, they have said, I want to be my own boss. The best thing would be if you were together with others who didn't want to be employees, and you wouldn't have to have a boss. When I explain that to them, they're all...
We don't have to have a boss. We can all be bosses in a true fashion. Not this illusion bullshit. Everybody jumping online talking about I'm a boss, but you got a job that you got to go clock into. Oh, I got to run now. Let me get off this video. I got to get to work and clock in. Or they're doing these videos during break. Or I got to get back to work. You don't need a boss at these times. You guys can come together and create companies and create a product or service that people need. But you can't just do it just like that. Like, I'm just going to start a company. There actually there's rules to this, right? Thus, the purpose of this channel. Get with me. Let's go.
They get it. No big mystery. No big undertaking. No one had talked to them about it before. But don't tell me the American people are not interested. They are. They have to be shown that it's an option. When I give them literature about all the worker co-ops, they gobble it up.
See? There's a lot of information out there. But you got to be careful of where you're getting it from and who you're getting it from. Because somebody will sell you a bunch of information and try to get you to buy some things. And listen, let me be honest with you. Over the past, I would say, 10 years, maybe 15 or 20 years, I've purchased several, I would say at least 100 different courses, services, and information from a variety of different vendors. And I'm going to tell you right now, majority of them was Bullshit. All it is they're trying to sell you more product and service, and it keeps you in this buying loop of thinking you need someone to actually get somewhere. Whereas they shouldn't be trying to sell you something. If it's so priceless and valuable, they would actually sit down with you. Now, obviously, there's some cost to certain things. It makes sense, right, for you to have to buy something. It's not going to be totally free. But when you got people trying to sell you courses for $1,000, $15,000, $10,000, $40,000, $100,000. Now you got to start be like, come on now. You know we don't got this kind of money. Like, let's be real. And then they try to convince you to get it or put it on a credit card, pay for it later, fake it till you make it. I hate that statement. Fake it till you make it. No, you need to be real so you can basically get through, right? So, for example, I have a lot of information that I've paid for over the years. Now, again, I'll be willing to share and work with the right people. Let's go.
I tell them, which is the case, that in places like Italy and Britain, worker co-ops are a much bigger part of the economy than they are here. And so people know about them, see them. Some folks go to work in them. And I say to them as my conclusion, let me ask you a question. Where would you rather work? In an enterprise where people you do not know, whom you do not elect, who are not accountable to you, decide what you do, how you do it, when you...
People that are not really accountable to you. They just tell you, listen, they're required to make sure you're in your job, clocked in, do what you were supposed to, what you were paid to do. They're not concerned about any issues you got going on in your life. Versus you having a co-op group that I'm looking to get started as soon as possible. Whereas if you're having an issue being part of the co-op, your issue is kind of our issue too. So we want to try to figure out as a unit how to get this resolved. Again, the village mindset. This village mindset we moved away from it because everybody's trying to be an individual. They're trying to outshine their brothers and sisters. No, this is why there's a lot of division going on. This is why people are failing. You got a country in Africa, several of them, who are no longer taking any loans from anybody. They're doing everything for themselves. They're leveraging their people who are willing to basically make sure that the government's debt free. Essentially, when the government's debt free, the people are free. They're able to earn more. Right? But we're living in a debt-ridden society. However, that's not a totally negative thing. It can be leveraged in your favor if you're doing the right thing and working with the right people. Let's go.
Do it where you do it. When you arrive in the morning, they tell you where to sit, what to do. And when you go home at night, they tell you to leave here everything you helped to produce because it's not yours, it's mine. I'm the employee.
You're producing for someone else. It's not yours. You don't own or control nothing. Again, you don't own or control nothing. You're going to work every day. You're producing for someone else. You're making someone else rich. Here's another thing too. People talk about this single life, about being single and independent. That's an oxymoron. You can't be single and independent because you got a job. You work for somebody else. That's an oxymoron. Single and independent. You know who rule and run the world? And these major corporations? Families. Families. Whether it's a group of people who come together or blood. They're by blood working with one another. Families. Typically a husband and wife who have children. And the children are employed as upper management within these companies. You're talking about being single, peace sign, get out of here, right? Families run these major corporations and single people are the employees slash slaves. Which one do you want to be? This division mindset is killing you, and you're going to die on that hill if you continue forward and moving into that direction. Let's go.
You go home, one beer, one pizza, and you come back tomorrow and you do it again. Or would you like to work in an enterprise where you're not just an employee, you're one of the people that runs the business? Because
being one of the people that run the business. This is what everyone wants. I don't care who you are. You want to be one of the people who run this business or be a part of a business that's being ran, and you're getting a percentage of that business. There's nothing wrong with people being an employee. But if you think you're going to be an employee from the age of working age from 18 to 65 for a company, being a good old boy, being a good old girl, and you think you're going to be able to live a good existence, a good life, it's not going to happen because the wages have been stagnant for at least 30 years. But the wealth of the wealthy have increased, whereas the wealth of the employees have been leveled. Now, the wealth is leveled. I mean, the income for the employees is leveled out, and it's been leveled for many years now. However, their income is going up. But what's happening? Prices of living, food, clothing, transportation, everything on our daily expenses has gone up. So what does that mean? Though you're still getting that same dollar amount, you're buying less. The prices are increasing. So think about it. What's happening? Your dollar is decreasing in value, right? You're still getting paid the same thing, but it's being decreased in value. You're making the same while they're making more. You're losing. Let's go.
You don't have employees, you have people who are both. They look at me with stars in their eyes. They never thought it was possible. That's where we have to go, because nothing short of that is going to undo the inequality that oppresses us at every turn.
Again, that's the end of it there. Nothing you can do that's going to stop the inequality by going to the same people who's causing the inequality. Again, I'm going to say that again. Nothing you can do that can stop the inequality that's happening right now right now where you are is because you do not have the control. You don't run nothing. You don't own nothing. You don't control nothing. And at any given time, you lose your job. That house that you're paying for, that mortgage you got, that car note, they coming to get that car. They're going to repo that car. They're going to send the sheriff to kick you out of your house that you've been paying for so many years. Why? Because you lost the job, or you're not getting paid enough, or you haven't got a raise in so many years. Hey, listen. You guys can continue to do what you're doing and think it's going to get better and hope for it to get better, or you want to get with someone like me, Alternative Funding Solutions. We can mastermind some things, put some groups together, and be able to live a good life the way it was made for us to live. You either take control over your life, or someone's going to control your life for you. That's it. I'm out. Peace. Together sign, not separate. Peace.